fellow classmates. I'm here to present my critical paradigm project. I chose the movie Barbie, which was filmed back in 2023, and we are going to be applying two theories within this film, which is the family feminist and the conflict theory. And by doing so, there's going to be some direct quotes and also some module readings that apply to the conflict theory and family feminist theory. Yep. Alrighty, so for starters, we're going to talk about the family feminist theory of the two theories. And so the definition throughout the textbook, it's that feminism is individuals seeking and advocating for human rights and promoting opportunities that women believe that they deserve. So, just to get this very clear, feminism is a community where they promote equality for all people, regardless of their gender identity, meaning that they want the equal amount of opportunity as men do and other genders do. They don't want to be oppressed because of their gender identity. So they're trying to promote fairness and just for all. And then we have stratification, social disclosure, and liberal feminism that is going to be applied throughout the film. So let's get into it. So let's talk about stratification that's seen within the family feminist theory, but also applies to the Barbie film. Stratification is an application determined by the values and characteristic traits in different categories. These create social values to rank the individual in social context and what is acceptable and what is not. So, there's these values of being like, oh, only boys can do this or only girls can do this. So, meaning like boys are meant to be playing outside while girls stay inside and play with dolls and, something like that. So society bases off the gender on that. And then from a quote we got, women hold all major positions of power, control all the money, basically everything that men do in your world, women do in ours. So that was when Barbie was talking to Gloria about how Barbie Land was ran and how she was confused when she entered the real world that everything was opposite. And in Barbie Land, women have the title of a career success, while the Kens are just kind of there. They don't even know where they sleep or even know where they go afterwards. So, and Barbies don't really have an interest of what the males do in their world. So, social disclosure in Barbie. Social disclosure brings awareness of analyzing gender expectations and behaviors promoted by conversations of what society has found acceptable or not due to the individual's gender. So, this is Barbie and Ken having their conflict at his Casa Dojo Mojo house, and he says to Barbie, you can stay here if you want as my bride wife or my long-term low commitment distance girlfriend, saying that if she stays, that's her position. Barbie then says like, I'm not pretty enough, when she's having an internal crisis of herself, believing that she's not good enough because she lost everything, like her career, her house, to a man. And then Ken, when he's in the world, he says, I'll take a high living paying job with influence, please. And then he gets to know, but then his answer afterwards was like something about like, isn't a man being enough, which kind of gives a mindset like, okay, he's has this mindset that he's obligated to get these positions just based on his gender identity. Liberal feminist concepts applied in Barbie. You could definitely see this in Gloria's speech, amazing speech. I highly recommend watching this movie so you can just hear her out. But liberal feminism advocates for women's ability to enter successful career paths. They also stress the importance of challenging these laws that prevent women's ability to achieve significant roles in society. So, in the beginning of Barbie, it says she might have just started as a lady in a swimsuit, but she became so much more. She has her own money, her own car, her own house, and her own career, which implies that she can do what men usually do, and that's okay. Like, that's what feminisms are applying for, because they want equal equality for all. Gloria says you have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. So that's part of her speech. That kind of represents that, like, men, they're allowed to be their own, to be a boss, and they're allowed to be mean to their coworkers. But yet, if a woman is in that position, she's just seen as mean. So jumping into conflict theory realizes the opposing factors of society, but also focus on the explanation of orderly as well as disorderly societal processes that individuals face with one another. So you can see conflict right there between the two Kens and Barbie. And conflict is kind of has like a direct confrontation between individuals who have limited resources provided, and it just indicates that humans are just self-absorbed and they just want what's best for them. And we're going to be talking about these three factors that apply to the conflict theory. So first, the first factor that we have is the micro and macro level conflict. Micro level conflict focuses more on the struggles related to relationships within individuals. So we're going to be talking about Ken's and Barbie's relationship here because that's more on a macro level. Well, that's more on a micro level. But then the macro level conflict is explored by bigger social groups such as social status, political powers, and financial wealth divided by class. So more bigger issues that apply to a bigger community and population, not just two individuals. So the first quote that we have is from Ken saying, singing his song "I'm Just Ken." The lyric says, when I see love, she sees a friend. And what will it take for her to see the man behind the tan and fight for me? So basically, he's having conflict with Barbie that it's just a one-sided relationship. How he's giving everything while Barbie is not really giving anything. And then the more macro level is in Gloria's speech. Well, she says, but never forget that the system is rigged. So find a way to acknowledge it, but also be grateful. So the macro level is that women are being oppressed and the system is rigged, just to say that women hate women. Men hate women, basically saying that women are just hated, but yet they just have to acknowledge that the system is not on their side. Competition and conflict factor. You could definitely see this while the Kens are on Malibu Beach and fighting each other, Ken versus Ken. They're fighting because, their ego and their jealousy got the best side of them while the Barbies were switching around while they were playing their song in the campfire. And then, competition is when limited resources, when people imply in various strategies to achieve their personal goals, they may be aggressive just to get what they want. So like when Ken would say like, who are you texting to Barbie, when she was texting the other Ken, and they try to use their impress skills to impress the other Barbie females. And assertion and aggression in the Barbie film. So assertion is a conclusion of realizations of one's affirmative position by upholding one's beliefs to others. Aggression is used behavioral use on others on one's advantage and bring others down by empowering the other expense. So we're going to talk about assertion first. So we're going to talk about aggression. My apologies. Aggression. So Ken and Barbie enter the real world, and then these construction men, they're sexualizing Barbie because she's in this rollerblade outfit. And then one of them says like, you got fries with that shake, or is that a mirror in your pockets? I can see myself in it. So aggression can also be verbal, just so we understand that. So that's why I included that quote in that movie. And then assertion is when Barbie is having an internal conflict of who she is and what she's doing with her life. And the quote is, I'm not sure if I belong here anymore. I don't think I have an ending, which you can see right here. This is Ruth and Barbie. So applying both the theories, family feminism and conflict theory, theories can intervene and create real life scenarios. The two theories can also form a comprehensive and multi-dimensional interpretation of the topic, and just to consider adjustments that need to be solved within society. And they also become more dynamic in family interactions and limit a one-dimensional perspective. So one of the quotes is like, I'm a liberal man. I know that crying is not weak, so that applies for both. And I'm a man with no power. Does that make me a woman? That quote was very powerful for me. I had to make me pause it But just to confirm, these two apply to both. And yeah, these are my references. Thank you.